Apple Incorporation is the world's largest publicly traded company measuring by market capitalization. This multinational company designs and sells consumer electronics, software, and personal computers. They are famous for creating the line of Macintosh computers as well as iPods, iPhones, and iPads. They are responsible for Mac OS X operating systems, which are continuously improved along with their iOS mobile operating systems. Their iLife, iWork, and Final Cut Studio software allow users to reach new levels of creativity and productivity. Apple has revolutionized online digital music shopping with the iTunes Store and even has retail stores open in 10 countries. With their upcoming release of the iPad 3, Apple will continue to define the future of mobile computing. Apple had the highest quarterly revenue and earnings ever for the first quarter of the 2012 fiscal year. They earned a revenue of $46.33 billion, a gross margin of $20.70 billion, an operating income of $17.34 billion, and a net income of $13.06 billion. This resulted in a $13.87 earning per diluted common share. These earnings have almost doubled since last year's quarter earned revenue of $26.74 billion, $10.29 billion in gross margin, $7.82 billion in operating income, and $6 billion in net profits. This year-ago quarter led to a $6.43 earning per diluted common share. Apple also had an increase from $9.77 billion to $17.55 billion in cash generated from operating activities. International sales account for 58% of the quarter's revenue. Apple sold 37.04 million iPhones this quarter when they only sold 16.24 million iPhones last year. iPhone sales were the largest contributor to revenue at $24.41 billion. In the year-ago quarter, iPhone sales only accounted for $10.46 billion. Apple also sold 15.43 million iPads compared to only 7.3 million a year ago. They sold 5.2 million Macintosh computers, a slight increase from 4.1 million computers sold in the previous year. Surprisingly, Apple has seen a decline in iPod sales from 19.4 million a year ago to 15.4 million iPods this first quarter. Apple has increased their gross margin coverage from 38.5% to 44.7% over the fiscal year. Their total revenue has increased by 73% compared to last year. The greatest growth in unit sales has taken place in Japan and the Americas, with 148% and 92% increase respectively. Macintosh computer unit sales have gone up by 26%, iPhone unit sales have escalated by 128%, and iPad unit sales are up by 111% from last year as well. The biggest changes in revenue were due to iPhone sales, with 133% increase in revenue, and in iPad sales, with a 99% rise in revenue from the year-ago quarter. Apple predicts that over the span of the second fiscal quarter of 2012, they will earn a revenue of about $32.5 billion, which will result in a diluted share earnings of about $8.50. This is a modest estimation given Apple's upcoming release of the iPad 3. They also intend to expand into the education field with electronic textbooks in their virtual store. Macintosh and iPad users will be able to read, create, share, and buy digital textbooks through the iTunes Store. This has the potential to evolve the digital book as Apple has redesigned music and computing forever.